vicious from outside the windows of my eyes, brutal and fast. Nickel go inside, I'm entering, stick inside the corner size of slash fashion B-size, streets chloride. My boss got in the vibes, cause I'm actually transmitting casual out of this time's pride. As pride score with drums, nocturnal, psychotic visions of our boss went from the cops. That's how the more I'm openly focusing on your lips, scream from beyond the goal, cause I'm horrendous with cynical sense to avoid defeat. This is brain allergic resistance. Apparently I'm peeling from beyond the unknown to eventually witness Cerberus or vomit all over the floor. Now witnessing the horror, sick distortion, so it's unexpectedly overshadowed by the unseen, till I'm eventually forming big graffiti that's unknown. Your boss run like a seesaw, and I still hear no sophomores when they said I drink the fluid from your liver till your score, shivering in the fucking head. And that's what I've heard, unconsciously speaking to the dead. Some sick drums I've been stuffing like edible heads. I'm still witnessing scores clinching like a crisscross, inverting the slit clips that's how the cosmos fractals. Yo, there's bubbling chaoticness, still I'm grabbing your neck in horrendous flares, shocking screams of recklessness in the depths. This my elbow speaking to your sense of wax, cavernous mess. I'm sensible to vomit out the verse till my throat's hoarse, scaring the fuck out of hurts. A voice hard vomiting for the verse, fatally tears, and of course my monstrosities meant to be so terribly horrid, cooling off the burn stench till my brutality's putting fineness on it. I'm fine enough that you vomit, cutting flies by the wings and then form a rum about it. Still force feeding your tunnel bar that's invested, cause I'm forever just like this, devouring a swarm of maggots intestines. I'm like a distant colony that's out of distance from a majority, still practicing alchemy to the cynicism so atrociously putrid animism, smell like vomiting so horribly, the stench of monstrosity. I'm forever carnivorous like a destiny, definitely extraordinary till I gradually accomplish this motherfucking journey. I'm still here spewing cradles of fear. Your elbows wrenched to be sincere, cause I'm overburn you interiorly till you're just a boy tear. My horror stand to be despitefully far, just to be sort of clear. My rhymes be brutal, bait enough to lure your kiss for this futile lyricism that's putrid. My temptations vicious, instantly ripping out your intestines just to leave your ass looking suspicious. I'm a cynical psycho, straight from the psychiatric clinic with the tempo up his ass, still relapsing with psychotic thoughts of second 6 inches of discourse staged human consumptions. I'm rejuvenating just like regurgitating the remains of fetal carcasses. I'm high without doing them drugs, still ramming worse just for the boss, till I'm retiring just to defecate on human body parts. I'm still starting just like fusing this fuel, cause it's time for me to consume a few of you like tofu. I'm infectious, cutting your balls for brutal dissections. My rounds be causing infections. I'm penicillin with dispenser, passing back and forth, dispenser with dispenser. This mental clarity be distressing. I'm definitely destined to spit this sick as lyricism that's leaving fake, it's headless. I'm still forming syllabus from within till I'm forming some intestines that spill this intended verse once again and then vomit out the skull slittered like skins. My rap skills still intensively end up to fornicate sluts with cynical intentions to eventually slit some of the citizens to fragments. I'm vehemently vicious, just see me ripping out a bit of this humongous cynicism like inverted vomit spits. Honestly, I'm forever like this and ain't no insanity, just me and the psychicness that's humongous. My eyeballs skills and this nocturnal mess, still trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to cynically digest. Sick as lyrics, astrophysics, assaulting assholes, cause I'm still grinning at these annoying innocent bystanders. I'm second on a stats this in front of this coldness Celsius. This sophomore's much sicker than my damn debut, and it's time to rebuild a few skeletons out of this vacuum, trebly feasting upon the eyes of a raccoon. My solutions to blaspheme anything that's sacred at the temple of doom. The sickest forms I'm perplexing to leave your bitches flat cemented corridors. I'm trying to pass through this horrendous terrors out the doors. Practice makes perfect, they say, so ain't no hesitation for me to be selective, collecting words like collectives. You can stop me from spitting disruption that's atrociously locomotive. My rhyme's competitive with the test of this mental commotion. Bias my damn incisions, even rhymes through precisions. I drastically beat your edges to cause pre-incisions. This pure concentration, plus I'm luring kids due to this verbalization. My rhymes meant to be this palpated the fuck out of your beating heart's pulsation. Beat my damn tongue so makes to cuss. So fucking much you think I'm tripping on blood class, blood shots from by the bars from human hearts and trash cans, you bunch of fucks.